What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prizepicks player props video for you. More audio than anything, but we'll consider it a video for you. And for December 20th, 2023, we're talking player props over on Prizepicks. In today's video, I'm getting a very early jump on these props as I'm currently recording this around 11:30 p.m. So early, in fact, there isn't even an injury report released yet. So no injury news to talk about in today's video. We're going to get right to our plays from Monday. We will recap those and then we'll dive into 3 new plays. So even though we're getting an early jump on this, I managed to find 3 plays that I think are in fantastic spots here. I'll share those with you in today's video. If all that sounds good, stick around, drop a like, sub up, and click that notification icon so that you're notified of all upcoming content videos from me and my channel. And without further delay, let us get into our 3 plays from Monday. Kicking things off with this DK Metcalf receiving yards prop that was bumped down. Bumped from 61 to 63.5, then down to 59.5. I guess that's what Drew Lock starting will do to a receiver's receiving yard prop, but didn't matter where you had it because he went over it. Most of that came on the last drive of the game. Listen, we really don't care how it gets done as long as it gets done. So he finishes the game with 78 receiving yards on 5 receptions. We talked about his big play potential, his long reception potential, averaging 30 yards per long reception, and he proved that once again. He is still a deep threat in this league regardless of who the quarterback is. So if you took the over on this one, it worked out well for you. DK Metcalf goes well over this line. Second play we talked about was Nikola Vucevic over 1.5 blocks and steals. He does this on his way to a really strong performance overall, PRA fantasy points. He just had himself a really strong performance versus the 76ers. So we go over on his points, or excuse me, on his blocks and steals, and he rewards us with 2 blocks on the night. However, Joel Embiid was our lone loss as he soars over 12.5 rebounds, finishes the evening with 14 rebounds. Joel Embiid made me pay for it. On his way to a monster performance, another 70 fantasy point night. He is just playing on a ridiculously high level right now. I might be thinking twice the next time I consider taking the under on any of his lines, but this one was still in a good spot. I don't regret taking the under on it. It was it just wasn't meant to be. But overall, we do finish 2-1 on the night with our plays. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you get the week started off on the right note, on a winning note. We are back on track, looking to continue this momentum with our 3 new plays for today. So without further delay, let's talk about them. As always, I mentioned props.cash before breaking down our plays because props.cash has been a partner of mine in this channel for about a year now, and I've been using them to research all my player props. I stick by them being the best researching tool that you can find on the market. Bang for your buck, indeed. If you have any interest in using props.cash for your own researching purposes, consider signing up using my promo code Thanks25. Get 25% off your first month over on props.cash. Tell them Chavez sent you. All right, kicking things off with a points and rebounds prop for Yusuf Nurkic. Give me the over 25.5 points and rebounds here. Second play, we're talking Derek White, 8.5, 8.5 rebounds and assists. Give me the over on this one. And last play of the video, we're sticking in the same game on the same team, going over 1.5 blocks and steals for Jrue Holiday. Let's take these 3 plays. Let's head over to props.cash and start breaking them down. All right, let's kick things off with Yusuf Nurkic. We're going right into these props, not wasting any time. So I do want to show you this one. So this one is standing out to me because of the line difference. We're seeing a huge discrepancy in what other books have this at. Seeing it at 27.5 on PointsBet and over on props.cash, but you're getting it at 25.5 on Prizepicks. So getting it at a much lower line, and even at the inflated line, it's even money. So it's not a bad play at all, but with the point difference, it is a great value here. So on the season, Yusuf Nurkic is averaging 22.4 points and rebounds, but let's get a little bit more granular with this and take a look at his last 10 games, seeing that he has hit this in 50% of those games, averaging roughly 27 points and rebounds. Over his last 5, he's averaging 29 points and rebounds with a 60% hit rate. One game versus the Trailblazers this season, and he went over this with 30 points and rebounds. We do know by looking at these statistics here, Portland is bottom of the league in rebounds allowed per game, giving up 45, and middle of the road in points allowed, giving up 115 points. So when you see a points and rebounds prop like this for Nurkic, I guess the question you need to ask yourself is, do I think he can get a double-double? Because basically that's what it's going to require for him to go over on 25.5 points and rebounds. And what that should look like is something along the lines of, 13 points, 13 rebounds, maybe 15 points and 12 rebounds, 15 points and 11 rebounds, something like that. So I really like the upside here. I like the fact that he does have one game under his belt versus this team, and he crushed this line. All the numbers look great. I wish I could get some updated odds here, but just know that at this inflated line, this is even money. With the decrease in line, the odds will heavily shift in favor of the over. So while this is on the board at 25.5, I think you should consider taking the over on this one. I will be playing the over on this one, and that is going to be our first play of the day. All right, let's talk about Derek White. 8.5 rebounds and assists, -131 odds on the over, +105 on the under, averaging 9 rebounds and assists per game on the year. Taking a look at his last 10 games, he has hit the over in 70% of those games, averaging 10, and then over his last 5, he's averaging 8.6 with a 40% hit rate. He is right there, ladies and gentlemen. He hooked it in 2 games, went over in 2 games, and went well under in the other game. So overall, his numbers have been very consistent, whether you look at the 10 games, 5-game log, or his whole season right here. This is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going to be glued to the TV watching this one, no doubt. I do like the fact that this is going to be a bit of a pace-up game for the Boston Celtics, who don't play at a super high pace. But against the Warriors, I think this will be a tick faster than what we're used to seeing the Celtics play. Anytime you have a pace-up game like this, expect more shots, expect more scoring opportunities, inclusive of assists. Anytime you're taking more shots, there are more rebounding opportunities as well. Derek White, we know what he does well. He does a little of this, little of that. Gets his nose in there in the paint, not afraid to go up and grab a board as well. So I really like the upside for Derek White. While this line is on the board at 8.5, I think you should consider taking the over on this one. I will be taking the over on this one, and that is going to be our second play of the day. Final play of the video, we're talking 1.5 steals and blocks for Jrue Holiday, -133 on the over, -103 on the under here. Looking at his last 5 games, he is averaging 2.4 steals and blocks in those games for an 80% hit rate over his last 10, averaging 2.1 steals and blocks in those games with a 70% hit rate. No games this season versus the Warriors, so nothing to speak of here. And then on the year, Jrue averaging 1.7 steals and blocks, going over this in 52% of his games. So 52% of the 23 games he's played in so far. Again, pace up opportunity here for the Celtics. I think there are going to be plenty of opportunities for Jrue Holiday to get his hands on some steals, get his hands on some blocks. I think this is where he makes his impact in this game on that side of the ball. I think we see him get it done for us today. -133 odds on the over. Pretty hard to ignore this. So while this is up on the board, this is a chance that this could get taken off the board by morning. So while this is up on the board at this line of 1.5, I'm going to be taking the over on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be our third and final play of today's video. All right, if you made it this far, I hope that you did. Consider subbing up to the channel, drop a like, leave me a comment, letting me know what you like on the board, as well as your thoughts on these plays. Super early look on the board, but I think these are some pretty good plays to get your slips started. Last but not least, regardless of the player props you roll with, mine, your own, someone else's, I hope they all respect the damn coin. Best of luck to you all, and until my next NBA, NFL player prop video, YouTube short, podcast, or live stream, Chavez is out.